Wolves are famous for teamwork, focus, and the ability to hunt for survival. Then you look at a house dog. One is tracking movement across open ground. The other is barking at a vacuum cleaner, wearing a sweater, and waiting for kibble to fall into a bowl. That contrast feels ridiculous, but it hides a serious question. If house dogs came from wolves, what happened to that fierce hunting drive? Was it erased, softened, or rebuilt into something else entirely? By the end of this video, you'll know why this works and how to apply it with what you already have. The short answer is surprising. Modern dogs did not simply lose their hunting instinct in one clean sweep. Humans broke it apart. Over a very long stretch of domestication and selective breeding, people kept certain pieces of the old predator behavior and reduced others. In many breeds, the full hunting chain was split into smaller parts and redirected into jobs that helped humans. In other breeds, especially companion dogs, much of that chain was pushed down because people wanted animals that were calm, safe, and easy to live with. Research shows that house dogs, Canis lupus familiaris, descended from wolves, Canis lupus. Domestication began about 20,000 to 40,000 years ago as humans moved from hunter-gatherer life toward agricultural societies. By about 14,000 years ago, archaeological evidence suggests dogs were already being used for hunting, herding, and guarding. That point matters because it shows dogs were not created as simple pets from the start. They were workers first, and their behavior was shaped around human needs. This is where a common belief starts to break down. People often say modern dogs are far removed from wolves and have lost their wild side. The better explanation is more exact. The old drive is still there, but it does not always appear as a full hunt. Think of wolf predation as a motor pattern, a built-in chain of actions that tends to run in order. In wolves, that chain can be described in 7 steps. Orient, eye, stalk, chase, grab bite, kill bite, consume. A wolf in the wild does not need to be taught that sequence in the way a person learns a skill. The environment calls it out. Hunger sharpens it. Survival rewards it. Wild wolves keep the full chain because they need the full chain. House dogs entered a different world. Food arrived from humans. Shelter arrived from humans. Safety arrived from humans. The old sequence no longer had to run from start to finish for a dog to survive. That environmental change was only part of the story. The bigger force was human choice. Over centuries, people selectively bred dogs for tasks that used only parts of the old predator chain. This is the hidden truth behind many modern breeds. Humans did not just tame dogs. Humans edited behavior. Take herding dogs. A border collie does not move sheep by acting like a harmless stuffed animal. It controls stock by using pieces of predatory behavior. It orients to movement. It locks on with that intense eye. It stalks low. It chases when needed. Those are hunting actions, but the final violent steps are reduced. The dog does not finish the chain with a kill bite. What looks like perfect farm behavior is really a partial predator sequence shaped into a tool. Retrievers show a different kind of edit. They are known for carrying game back gently. That points to another piece of the old chain. Grab bite remains, but it is modified into what people often call a soft mouth. The dog takes hold without wrecking the bird or other game. Again, this is not the absence of instinct. It is instinct under human design. Now compare that with companion breeds. The more dogs were bred for close household life, the more people favored traits like low aggression, easy handling, and tolerance around families. Research notes that over the centuries, selective breeding pushed dogs toward physical appearance, temperament, and abilities suited to companionship rather than hunting. In the 19th century, dog shows and breed standards in England sped up that trend. Breeds started being defined more by looks and companion traits than by field skill. The late 19th and early 20th centuries were even described in the research as a golden age of dog breeding, when aesthetic qualities took a much larger role. By the 20th century, the idea of the lapdog had become popular. Breeding for companionship moved even farther from functional hunting behavior. The research points to dachshunds and greyhounds as examples of breeds with hunting roots. Yet the wider culture around dogs was changing. A dog was becoming less of a hunting partner and more of a household member. Since the year 2000, the American Kennel Club found that breeds like dachshunds and shih tzus increased in popularity because they suited companion life. According to the American Veterinary Medical Association, the role of dogs shifted from working animals toward household companions, and that change affected behavior and health. The scale of that shift is huge. According to the American Pet Products Association, about 67% of United States households owned a pet in 2021, equal to about 85 million families. The same source estimated the United States pet industry would reach $109.6 billion in retail sales in 2021. Those numbers tell a clear story. For millions of homes, the dog is no longer valued mainly for chasing prey, guarding livestock, or helping with a hunt. The dog is valued for company. That mainstream view says this is a success story. Many supporters of breeding for companion traits see the drop in hunting behavior as a good thing because it strengthens the human-dog bond and makes dogs easier to fit into family life. There is good reason for that view. A dog that does not act on every spark of prey, drive is safer in a home, easier around children, and better suited to dense neighborhoods. But there is another side, and it deserves attention. Critics of selective breeding argue that pushing too hard toward looks and narrow companion traits can create genetic health problems and strip away behaviors that once gave dogs purpose. The research cites the Veterinary Journal in 2018 on that criticism. So the real question is not whether the old instinct vanished. The real question is how much of it was muted, how much was repurposed, and what that trade-off cost. Breed history shows that not all dogs sit at the same point on that spectrum. Some keep stronger prey drive than others. The research notes Basenjis as one example of a breed that retains more of it than highly domesticated breeds. Siberian Huskies are also mentioned as dogs, in which instinct closer to hunting ancestors can still be observed under certain conditions. That variation matters because it crushes another myth, the idea that all modern dogs became equally detached from wolf behavior. They did not. Breed history still leaves fingerprints. Even when a dog is not bred for hunting, old behavior can leak out in small, funny ways. This is where play becomes revealing. A dog chasing a ball, pouncing on leaves, staring at a squirrel through a window, or carrying a toy around the house is not acting at random. These behaviors often echo fragments of the old motor pattern. The toy box is almost like a museum of predator leftovers. A moving ball invites chase. Tug games tap into grabbing and holding. Plush toys let dogs seize, carry, and shake. And yes, the squeaky toy matters. The research for this video frames that squeak as a prey-like trigger, a high-pitched sound linked to caught prey. When a dog bites down and then whips the toy side to side, that movement lines up with the old kill-bite action used to break a small animal's neck. It looks silly in a living room. From a behavior view, it is ancient. That does not mean your dog is secretly turning back into a wolf. It means the brain still carries pieces of older wiring. The environment just gives those pieces safer outlets. Instead of stalking rabbits across open ground, a house dog may stalk a tennis ball under the couch. Instead of hunting to eat, it may perform bits of the sequence during play and then trot back to a food bowl filled by a person. Current research is still working on the biology behind this. The notes cite ongoing studies on the genetic basis of dog behavior, including work discussed by Science Direct in 2019 and Nature Reviews Genetics in 2020. Scientists are still trying to sort out how much instinct can be encouraged, reduced, or restored across generations. That matters for breeding, training, and even everyday pet care. There is also growing interest in activities that tap into ancestral behavior without asking dogs to become real hunters. The research mentions scent work and agility as examples. That interest says something important about modern owners. Many people do not want a dog that kills prey in the backyard. They do want a dog with healthy outlets for focus, movement, and problem solving. In simple words, they want to turn parts of the old system back on in safe ways. So did modern house dogs lose their hunting instinct? Not exactly. Humans rewrote it, starting around 20,000 to 40,000 years ago, then shaping it through farm life, breed history, the dog show era of the 19th century, and companion-focused breeding in the 20th century and beyond. We turned one predator blueprint into many different behavioral designs. In some dogs, the hunting chain is still strong. In others, only a few pieces remain easy to see. In many house pets, those pieces come out during play, chasing, carrying, squeaking, and shaking. That is what makes the family dog so fascinating. Under the blankets, behind the goofy face, beneath the begging and barking, there is still an animal linked to the wolf. Not a copy of a wolf, not a failed wolf, a species shaped by us, living beside us, carrying old instincts in a new life. And maybe that is the real story. Dogs did not become our best friends by forgetting where they came from. They became our best friends because humans changed those old drives into something a home could hold. So now the question turns to you. What hunting habits does your own dog still show at home?